I identify as non-binary. He ain't my president. I can't stand to see his picture up there. What's up, guys? It is Wednesday, June 28th, right? I've got my glasses on, sorry. Yeah. 26? June 26th or the 28th. I can't even see. I guess it's the 26. 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block high of 586. TikTok. Next block. Maybe I should start this video over. Anyways, guys, hope you're doing well. I'm at the VA clinic. I love this place, man. I love it. I'm out here, North Las Vegas. This is one of the major reasons, guys, that I live here. I thought about moving somewhere else. You know how you think, oh, I want to move or blah blah blah. You know, we're always talking about that. But I really like it here for right now. I do, and it's turning into a red state. It really is. When I first got here, it was purple, but people are starting to wake up. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. It's really unfortunate that people have to realize that fire burns. They only realize it when it burns them, unfortunately. And a lot of these people that are, let's just say, not the smartest people or the most critical thinking people have been brainwashed. And I was one of them. And I wasn't like completely and utterly brainwashed. I didn't pay attention to a lot of stuff. But the people that fight vehemently for the Democratic Party and against Donald Trump, it's almost like it's the equivalent to me of like a child fighting against their parent because their parent knows better, right? I mean, you think you know as a child, but you just don't. You know what I mean? And my grandmother, who raised me, I remember as a child, I used to argue and fight with her all the time when she used to tell me stuff. But not one thing she told me, looking back in hindsight now, that she told me was wrong. Nothing she told me was wrong, man. And, these people that are still doing it with Donald Trump, because they've been brainwashed. And to be honest, it's funny because I was kind of brainwashed against my grandmother by other forces that I won't talk about. They used to talk all bad about my grandmother, and the only thing she was ever here to do was to help me. She didn't have to take me in. And I'm pretty sure you guys know that, maybe being in a, growing up in a single family home. You just had a mom or just had a dad and the other one talking bad about the other one. It was a little different for me because, I had one of my parents talking bad about my grandmother, and my grandmother never said a bad word about her or about that person. I guess I just told her myself. My mother used to, really talk bad about my grandma, unfortunately. And that's something that, these people that are in charge of the Democrat Party, and the people that are in the Democratic Party now, I'm talking about on the federal level in Congress, are demons and they're evil. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything anymore. YouTube has definitely been suppressing my views and stuff like that on YouTube. I've been getting lower and lower views. I don't know how they do it for the subscriber count, but they're not pushing my videos out or anything like that. And I feel like I got something to say. I'm not saying I'm an expert or nothing like that. I'm just a regular guy. And sometimes people just want to hear from a regular guy. You know what I mean? I'm not scripted. I just talk to you from the heart. And speaking of talking to you from the heart, I'm going to tell you, and again, this channel is my personal views. I don't expect anybody or anyone to agree with everything that I'm saying 100%. That'd be weird. So I want to talk about Jamal Bowman for a minute. The former House of Representative member, Democrat member, squad member, probably one of the worst, if not the worst. That's hard to say. There's a lot of bad ones. Congressman up there in DC. You remember Jamal Bowman? I made a video about him a few months ago when he pulled the fire alarm. Not only should he have been kicked out of Congress for that, but he should have been, I think he should have been court-martialed, and I think he should have went to prison for that. I really do, because what they're doing to the January 6 people, you know, people that were let in and walked in. I'm not talking about the ones that did violent stuff, because some of them did deserve to go to jail. But I'm talking about the ones that, quote-unquote, interfere with a official proceeding. That's exactly what Jamal Bowman did, except he did it from a higher standpoint of he should be held to a higher standard, because not only does he know better, but he's a member of Congress, and he was asking for the January 6ers to go to jail. And I don't feel bad for this guy one bit. I'm glad he lost. He's a race baiter. He's a race hustler. There's nothing worse to me, in my opinion, as a black man now. Now I'm giving it to you from my point of view. Nothing worse than a race hustler in America. You know, I want to go on a campaign talking or educating black folks, people of color that look like me, and to tell them they've all been lied to. I'm not telling them not to be a Democrat. I just think we need to change the Democratic Party back to what it used to be with JFK. I had no problem with that party. But people like Jamal Bowman, people like Stephen A. Smith, race baiters, race hustlers. Stephen A. Smith is the worst of them, because more people see him, and he's a fence rider, and he's a liar, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. Stephen A. Smith recently came out, real quick. I'm going to rant a little bit here because I'm waiting on something. This idiot came out and said that J.J. Redick, white J.J. Redick, got hired for the coach of the Lakers because he was white. And he said a lot of black coaches talked to him about that, and he made it a race thing, like he always does, because his handlers tell him to do that. He's bought and paid for it. That's what he does. And instead of just saying, hey man, LeBron James, which I can't stand him either, by the way. LeBron James had a friend that he hired, because that's what happened. He hired him. Instead of saying that, he had to make it a racial thing, like he always does, because he's told to do that. Because again, it's all about dividing and conquering and making the black person feel a victim. And I don't care what kind of money you pay me. You couldn't pay me enough. There's no amount of money to sell my soul to do what these people are doing. You know, they're basically telling a whole race of people that, hey, you're a victim. White man's bad. Because again, I always tell you this: the number one enemy in America for the evil people, now not us, is a white Christian male who's a heterosexual, smart, who has a gun, who knows better. Those are the enemies, man. So they have to make them be the enemy, right? And that's what they do. And Stephen A. Smith does that with an audience full of people that are not that smart, because the only way we can stop him from doing this if we stop watching him. Stop caring about sports so much. I'm not saying don't watch sports. Watch your sports. I like your shirt. You good. I like that shirt, man.
Thank you.
And it said growing up is mandatory, growing old is a choice, or something like that. I love the graphic tees. We have to stop these people by stop watching them and stop feeding the narrative by giving them views with Stephen A. Smith and people like Jamal Bowman, who's going to now probably going to be hired by MSDNC. And I feel if it was anybody else but Jamal Bowman, because the reason why he's out of office, if you guys didn't know, is because he was too progressive and he was pro-Palestine, basically pro-Hamas. and he was doing the ceasefire now thing, and Joe Biden doesn't want that. Excuse me, I'm sorry. The people that are above Joe Biden don't want that, right? And so because he was so adamant about it and all that, they said, you know, we got to get this guy out of here. So they labeled him an anti-Semite and used the race card against him, the woke card against him. You know what I mean? And hey, you live by the woke sword, you die by the woke sword. That's just what happened. I don't feel bad for him at all. I don't think anybody should have to go through that. But because he pulled out the race card on every little thing, because if you go against Jamal Bowman, say anything bad about him, you're a racist. Doesn't matter. I can't stand people like that. It's such low-level thinking, guys. Don't ever be that person, man. Don't talk about racism. Does it exist? Of course it does. But who gives a shit about it? It doesn't affect your life. That's why when I was in Florida and for my Disney trip, we were arguing the whole time. And I said, well, you're just a victim, dude. That's what it all comes down to. You're not America first, and you're a victim. Speaking of America first, look at this sign. Look at that. Department of Veterans, United States of America. I'm going to stand over here. I love that, man. I love that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me go in the shade because it's sunny out here. This is beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Anyways, yeah, I'm tired of people being a victim. You know what I mean? It's just such low-level thinking, man. So how do we defeat this stuff, guys? We got to keep educating ourselves, obviously. And again, it's not about Republican and Democrat, okay? It's about traitors versus patriots, establishment versus anti-establishment, woke versus common sense, right? You have establishment Republicans. Listen, if somebody were to ask me right now, let's just say Nikki Haley got the bid over Donald Trump, and I had to pick Nikki Haley or Joe Biden. I mean, it's like asking me if I'd eat a pile of shit versus, you know, one pile of dog shit versus a pile of cat shit or whatever. It's the same thing. I honestly would probably lean towards Joe Biden, and the reason I would vote for Joe Biden over Nikki Haley is because I know for a fact that maybe we won't get into a war, a real war, not a proxy war like we're in now, because we're in a proxy war with Russia. Don't ever get that mistaken. Nikki Haley wants people to die. They want to keep the military-industrial complex. That's who she worked for directly. That's who she works for directly, Nikki Haley. They want to keep an ongoing, endless war going, and I don't want people to die. Now, people are going to die either way. If you vote for Joe Biden or Nikki Haley, it wouldn't matter. But if I had to choose, I would choose Joe Biden slightly. And that's saying something, because Joe Biden is the worst president in U.S. history. Nikki Haley and the establishment, she's an extreme establishment Republican. There are a lot of Republicans that are like that, okay? Now, the only ones in Congress I like right now are America First politicians. And just so happens that they're Republican, right? Don't confuse the R and the D as good and bad, because it's not, guys. It's not. Again, you look at these people in two things. One, how they vote, right? How do they vote in Congress? Because that's what they really do. And number two, who gives them money? Who funds them? Because whoever they get their most donations from, that's who they work for. And I donate to people that take money mostly from the people, like me and you, regular people. That's why I like Matt Gaetz. That's why I like Byron Donalds. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, I think she won again. I think, what's that girl's name? Cory Booker? I forgot her name. Not Cory Bush. I think her name is Cory Bush. The black girl, the dumbest person. She's a squad member too. If you don't know what a squad member is, it's basically just I'll give you the definition. The stupidest wing of the Democratic Party and the stupidest wing of the party we've ever had in the United States of America. They're a bunch of nonsense idiots. All they do is race bait. All they do is talk about victimhood. They don't get any policies passed. They're a bunch of people that are on social media. All they want to care. Look at stupid ass. Put it this way: AOC is probably the face of the squad. Need I say more? Anyways, guys, listen. the bottom line is this: we are winning. Donald Trump is going to have that, debate here tomorrow, and it's going to be 3-on-1. Obviously, like I said, with the Superman analogy, with Superman versus the 3 bad guys that had the same powers as him, and he's also going to be fighting against the producers too. I forgot about that. Joe Biden has all the questions, but Donald Trump has all the answers. That's how I look at it. So I don't think Donald Trump is really prepping for this like that. He is a little bit. I'm not saying he's not. But literally, Joe Biden took a week off instead of actually putting his energy into policies and putting his energy into the country. All this shit going on. He took a week off to say, hey, I'm going to practice and fake and lie and be an actor in front of the people. That's all he's going to do. Because you know how many lies he told in the last debate in 2020? If I'm Trump, I'm calling him out on all that shit. Now, is CNN going to let him do it? Because remember, all they do is try to protect the narrative. CNN, MSDNC, nothing but crap. ABC, CBS, and the rest of them. Their job is to have a psychological operation against us, which has been working for a long time. But now it's coming apart because we don't have to just watch CBS and the mainstream media. We have so many outlets out here that are calling them out. And I was listening to Tim Pool, I think it was yesterday. He was talking about CNN said that they don't want anybody live streaming their stuff. And it's not because they're going to lose viewership. That's part of it, okay? But the mainstream, the main reason is they don't want to be called out on their bullshit and their bias and their lies. That's what it is, guys, because that's what's going to happen. They're just going to do a bunch of lies. I cannot wait to see when they ask, because all they're going to do is talk about January 6th, abortion, because they act like we wake up every day and it's January 6, 2021. It's so fucking stupid. Nobody cares about that. Such low-level thinking. Abortion, racism, xenophobia, blah, 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 blah. All the dumb shit they're going to talk about, right? And what I would do if I was Trump is I would say, speaking of January 6th, I'm going to all the people that were wrongly accused and all that, I'm going to free them. And I didn't incite no riot. And hopefully the left won't incite any riots like they did with Antifa and Black Lives Matters. And then when they did speaking of Roe v. Wade, it's been 2 years today, the Roe v. Wade riots and stuff like that, because those 3 things all around this country, burned down this country, was way worse than January 6th. I'm here to talk about the future, not the past. I'm here to give you solutions, and here's a solution. That's all he has to say. You know what I mean? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, main entrance that way, down there. No problem, man. And just stick to the facts. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. And every time, and then let's see them try to cut them off and all this other stuff, because again, they don't like facts and they don't like truth. They want to lie to the people. So I hope they do that. And if I'm Trump, don't get mad, just because you know what's coming. You know what I mean? You know what they're gonna do. Just sit back. When they cut you off, just sit there and listen. And let them fact check you, because again, you're the president nominee. You're the person that people want to hear. And watch how much time they cut him off and stop him and all this other stuff. And just watch and just let them do it. Let them cut you off. Let them show their bias in front of the whole world. Let Joe Biden talk as much as he can, as much as you can, because you know he's going to lie and bumble and stumble. Hopefully he has a Mitch McConnell moment. And I don't want him to get hurt. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying hopefully he gets stuck like he always does. Because trust me, Joe Biden's going to be on some shit. And you already know what Donald Trump said. We need a drug test. That's what he said, and I agree with him. And he said, I'll do a drug test too. Because it's clear as day that Joe Biden is not fit for the thing. He's actually practicing standing up for 90 minutes a day. I hate it because we have to go through this process to get rid of this nonsense and this bullshit and to break it up. But we have to do it, guys. And again, don't look at Republicans and Democrats. Look at establishment versus anti-establishment. Look at the people who have common sense, America first, see who the fucking woke people are, stay away from them, and have common sense and have critical thinking. That's what you guys have to do. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, guys. There's always wisdom in the crowd. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, YouTube has been kind of rough on me lately, so if you don't mind, share the video. So it gives me incentive to keep making these videos, because sometimes I'm just like, man, but I'm not going to give up, though. It's just sometimes it's kind of disheartening. You know, and again, I'm not a professional YouTuber or nothing like this. I'm just holding the camera in my hand and trying to tell you what I think from just a regular guy, just like you. So stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for your rights. Stand up for your family, God, and this country. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.